You'll be joining an episode of Schizoid Man of the Prisoner series, broadcast 1967-68, primarily in Great Britain. Okay, that's supposed to be number 12's wife, Susan. But if you look very closely at Susan, she looks a little more masculine and feminine, if you ask me. Okay, now number 6, the true number 6, is now pretending he's number 12, the agent that came to try to break down Patrick McGowan. Number 12, or Curtis, the one who's married to Susan, is dead. Rover took him out. So Patrick McGowan, or the true number 6, is going to use this as an opportunity to get out of the village. And he's going to steal the identity of Curtis, who is number 12, and that is Curtis's wife, Susan.
Ready?
Yes, just coming.
Oh, by the way, have you thought any more about that proposition I put to you when you arrived?
Sorry, I've had no time.
You must have some views.
I'm afraid not.
Look, old chap, we've been through many scrapes before, but we've never fallen out over them. The General's not going to behead you.
We won't know until I've reported to the General, will we?
Report to the General? That's a new one.
Well, I don't mean report to him personally. For Pete's sake, you know what I mean.
You are edgy. Never known you quite so strung up.
You mean I'm not as I was?
Yeah. I remember Susan saying only a month ago that you're generally quite unflappable. You have changed.
We all change. The job changes us.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's his ticket out, the helicopter. Remember, he's pretending to be number 12, or Curtis. And he wants out. He wants off the village.
It's a quick flip in the helicopter to the landing space. You pick up the jet from there. Oh, excuse me.
I'm ashamed of what I did to number 6 yesterday.
Why are you telling me?
Everyone has to tell someone.
It was your job.
It was a betrayal.
Isn't everything we do here a betrayal?
It's not often one gets a second chance.
There are no second chances.
There are sometimes for the lucky ones. If I had a second chance, I want you to know that I wouldn't do it again.
Well, bon voyage. Thank you. Oh, one last thing. You forgot security regulations. Must be obeyed. The blindfold and check.
Oh, yes, of course.
You won't forget to give Susan my regards, will you?
I won't. Goodbye.
Bye.
Okay, now that blindfold is Mason junk. The Masons blindfold the new candidates to walk down the aisle and come into the room with all the other Masons. But the new candidate is blindfolded to sort of symbolize, like, now you're going to see the light. The light is being in this cult that ultimately worships Lucifer. So he's blindfolded as if to say, you're just an inductee into Masonhood. You're going to be surprised when that blindfold comes off your eyes. Now, the lifting up of the helicopter symbolizes anyone who is trying to get out of the Hoax-Lie system. And when I say trying, I know that there are people out there who are genuine. They find out something's a hoax and they say, I'm getting out of it. Well, let's wait and see what happens here. Okay, I'm getting out of it. The Hoax-Lie system. Leaving the village. Leaving it. Now I think I'm free.
Susan died a year ago, number 6.
Okay, and that's how it ends, because he was quizzing him about Susan, his wife, if you noticed. And that was the test, that he was the true number 6, and the number 12, who was the agent, was killed by Rover. So he didn't get out of the Hoax-Lie system. Now that's why I'm doing this video, because I want to talk about that, how it is easy to get out or think you get out, but then ultimately what happens is people go back. So how do they go back? Well, they get into a news story that interests them. And it could be anyone, like in year 2021. They take the helicopter ride. They see there's a lot of lies. And they think they're out, but guess what? They can't stand it. They have to watch the news. And so any of these stories brings them back in to the Hoax-Lie system.
I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. do something.
Joe Biden was inaugurated as our 46th president in January, just 2 weeks after supporters of former President Trump stormed the U.S. Capitol. In February, the United States formally rejoined the Paris Climate Agreement, aimed at limiting global warming. A container ship ran aground in the Suez Canal in March, holding up billions in trade. The ship was freed 6 days later. In April, a Minneapolis jury found former police officer Derek Chauvin guilty of murdering George Floyd.
Pretty amazing.
May saw the successful splashdown of the first operational spaceflight by a private company,
Wow.
Elon Musk's SpaceX.
That one brings you right back in, doesn't it?
June saw the partial collapse of a 12-story condominium in Surfside, Florida, killing 98 residents. July brought the 32nd Summer
I think
Olympic
I'll watch the
Games to
Olympics.
Tokyo, a year after being postponed. The U.S. topped the medal count with 113. August saw the withdrawal of American troops from Afghanistan after a 2-decade war that took the lives of over 2,400 U.S. service personnel.
Texas.
In September, the Texas Heartbeat Act took effect, banning abortion after about 6 weeks. The Supreme Court has declined to block the law, saying it's a question for lower courts. October brought the welcome news that the World Health Organization had endorsed the world's first vaccine against malaria. In November, the Atlanta Braves won their 4th
Bet you can't wait to get your malaria shot.
World Series, defeating the Houston Astros 4-2. And this month, tornadoes ripped through the South and Midwest, killing at least 91 people. And the FDA authorized 2 pills to treat COVID, a potential game changer in our now years-long fight against the disease.
Yeah, take one of those and see what happens to you. Hey, back to the village and back to number 2. There he is standing and looking at you. Now why is he looking at you? Because anyone that truly wants to get out of the Hoax-Lie system must not engage in any of the false lie news. The minute you engage in any of it, it's like that helicopter ride that Patrick McGowan took. You go up a little bit and you think you're out, but then you land right back in the village, and all you're doing is believing the lies again and again and again. So what is the answer? A total, complete severing. Nothing. You watch nothing of the news. I've even had people say, "Oh, I'm just curious what they're pushing." Well, you know what? Even that's a little dangerous, because that can bring you right back in too. You just watch nothing. So how do I know anything about even what the liars are saying? It's simple. Everyone around you will be more than glad to talk about it and tell you the crap and the lies that are in the village. So cut it off completely, and you'll escape the village and never have to endure looking at number 2, your prison warden. I'd like to thank you for watching this video and a video